Hey everybody, Sharon here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in 2020, my country, going for the Car Collector achievement. This is to purchase 30 total cars. Now, you learn pretty early on in the game that certain buildings are going to have cars for you to purchase, and then once you get later into the game, you're going to find more of these buildings in the Industry tab. What you want to do is want to make sure you try to build any of these that are going to be available. So just make sure you pop the new buildings down somewhere, and then once they are complete, obviously using our time skips if we have them available, we can actually go and buy some more cars for these buildings. Each one of these buildings should allow you to buy 3 cars per industry building, so make sure you try to max out the amount that you have. So whenever you get an industry building up, which one do you want to make sure you click on it? There should be a car key icon, and then which one do you want to make sure you click on that, and it's basically going to take you to this mini game that you have to play in order to get your first car. You can do either really well or really bad on this. It's going to have a pair of achievements that go along with it, although they aren't going to be too bad to grind later on. So you can try to get the most out of these if you want to, but honestly, it's going to keep going until you either succeed or fail. So just make sure you just play it, just get through it the best you can, and then once you get through it, you are going to be able to unlock your first car for the respective building. Once you get your first mini game done, what you can do is you can go back to that same building and you can add another 2 cars. Every time you buy a car, you're going to play the mini game. For the second and the third car, you can actually skip the mini game if you don't want to play it. And to do that, all you have to do is just make sure you pause, and then you can click the return to county button in the bottom left. So if you really don't want to play these games, you can skip them. But again, there are going to be some achievements tied to them, so you might want to get those out of the way before you start skipping. Nonetheless, once you get all 3 cars per building, you're going to want to build some more industry buildings. Now, unfortunately, the newer type of industry buildings, as well as the amount of types that you already have unlocked, are going to be locked behind whatever your current player level is. So you're going to have to do quests in the game to get your player level up pretty high in order to get enough of these industry buildings in order to get enough cars. Obviously, since we need 30 cars total, we're going to need a minimum of 10 industry buildings. Now, the buildings don't have to all be different. You can have multiple copies of the same building type. You just need to make sure you get the total number of buildings up to 10 so you can get the 3 cars each. So bare minimum, it's going to take around until you get to level 10 or so, or to the point where you unlock the polyclinic, and then you are going to build that as well as many copies of the previous industry buildings you can get. Make sure you try to get all of the cars you can on every single one of these buildings. Of course, having the time skips is going to help out a bunch. And then with 10 buildings, with 3 cars per building, you should be good for the 30 cars you need for this achievement. So this is probably going to be the most involved that you have to get into the game, as it is going to require you to get your levels up, unlike most of the other achievements we can skip thanks to those free microtransaction dollars. So just try your best to get through the game. Again, it's going to be really easy thanks to those microtransaction dollars, because you can use those to skip all of the things that would give you XP anyways. You just have to make sure you stick to the grind and then just get deep enough into the game where you get enough buildings to get enough cars. But here we are going for our last set of cars right here to get us to 30. And once we get car number 30, we should be good for the achievement. It's going to be for 200 gamer score. And that's all there is to it.